In November 1812, Robert Pogue was ordered to construct a supply depot at the site of an Ottawa village. Pogue named the post Fort Amanda after his 12-year-old daughter, Hannah Amanda. Quickly built, the camp became a key debarkation point for soldiers and supplies heading north in the effort to recapture Detroit. Fort Amanda was abandoned by early 1815 and was subsequently occupied by local settlers. These settlers are pivotal to the history of Allen County. One such settler was Christopher Stark Wood, who arrived in the area of Allen County around 1824. He established the first Allen County settlement in the 1820s, which would become Bath Township. He oversaw the surveying and platting of 160 acres for Lima. Lima, Ohio became the county seat of Allen County in 1831, and its name originated with Judge Patrick G. Good, who insisted on the Spanish pronunciation Lima after the capital of Peru, but the local vernacular Lima prevailed. He honored Lima, Peru in the naming because an inoculate for malaria, which was prevalent in the area during its establishment, was manufactured there. Louis Sroufe became Lima's first postmaster in 1832, and at this point in history, the Lima courthouse was a two-story log structure. It remained this way until 1842, when the second courthouse was upgraded to a two-story brick and stone structure designed by Orlando Botten at a cost of $13,325. The present courthouse was constructed in 1884 at a cost of $350,000, damaged by fire in 1929 when a blowtorch was presumably used to thaw frozen pipes, and remodeled in 1972. Speaking of fire, Lima's first fire department was organized by 5 men as a volunteer fire department in 1865. By 1893, the fire department had full-time employees. A few years later, the post office was opened in 1897 at a cost of $10,000 for the land and $48,000 for the building. Lima's first church was built decades prior in 1858 and is the St. Rose Parish today. As Lima changed from a farming town into an urban center, the citizens wanted better police protection. In May of 1887, Lima created its first official police force. 2 years earlier, in 1885, Benjamin Farrow hit oil while drilling for gas and water next to his Lima strawboard factory along the Ottawa River. For the next 15 years, the Lima oil field, which covered most of northwest Ohio and parts of Indiana, was the largest oil field in the world. In 1886, Standard Oil sent John Van Dyke to Lima to build the solar refinery. Standard also bought numerous oil leases, built tanks, pipelines, and put all of their efforts into solving the problem of refining sour crude. The investment paid off. Today, Lima's refinery is one of the country's oldest continuously operated refinery sites in the world and is currently owned and operated by Husky Energy, which acquired the refinery from Valero Energy Corporation in 2007. Lima wasn't just known for oil in the 1880s, but also for building train engines. Lima Locomotive Works, called Lima Loco by locals, changed its name 9 times from 1863 to 1950. The Lima Loco produced Shay and Rod engines, and by the 1920s became famous for the Superpower A1, designed by Will Woodard by using a method of producing steam power that exceeded the requirements of almost every railroad. Many of Lima's factories and businesses were damaged by the flood of 1913, deemed Lima's worst flood in history. In the Lima area, 3,000 homes were affected by the flood. Of these, 1,000 were abandoned. The flooding of the Ottawa River was the primary cause of destruction, and efforts to keep the river cleared from silt, vegetation, and debris have been ongoing since 1917, and today the river is much less of a threat than it was in 1913. In the 1930s, it became clear that sheriff and police departments in Allen County were inadequately staffed and equipped to handle hardened criminals when the John Dillinger Gang arrived. Many of the Dillinger trials were held in Lima, and shortly after these trials, upgrades were seen in police departments across the county. QP Hamburgers was a popular place to eat in 1939, having a turntable to spin a car around in order to exit the lot after going through the drive-thru. Today, Lima is home to 3 QP locations, which is the second oldest hamburger chain in the world. Lima was once home to 2 of the largest neon sign manufacturers in the world. Neon Products, which closed in 1977, and Artcraft, which closed its doors in 1953. And both of them opened around 1930. In 1968, Procter & Gamble opened a Lima plant with 98 employees and is the largest P&G manufacturing plant today. From its early settlement to its role in industries like oil production and locomotive manufacturing, Lima has continuously adapted to change. Today, it remains a vibrant urban center, reflecting its storied past while embracing modernity and innovation.